Good morning, CSL Simi Valley. Welcome to another Sunday morning Virch service. Glad to have you here with us, wherever you might be. If you're in Southern California, beautiful. If you're in another part of the country, come to Southern California. It's beautiful. Oranges hanging from the tree. We're happy to have you. Taking a collective breath. What a week we have been through. And yeah, I didn't come with any comments prepared about dealing with this week. I just wanted to let it flow. Let Spirit inform me. So in this moment, I'm just going to open myself up to be a divine channel. So my heart goes out for the loss of life that happened this week in Washington, D.C., the shock and challenge that it brought to the hearts and minds of so many of us. Whatever side of the political spectrum you were on, this has been a week to make us all go, whew, what's up? What's up? It's very interesting that the talk this week is about the bigness of the number one. We're going to dive into that in detail, and I think in doing so, we may be able to find our way toward unity. This idea of who we are and who we're all about. It's so powerful that we're so connected. So let's talk a little bit more about that. But that's later. Before that, let me give you a heads up. Reverend Jennifer's doing the Practitioner of the Day today. Great prayers coming from her. Johanna's here. She'll be doing the recap and commenting and following up with you guys in the comments, dropping the quotes in the comment box. Beautiful music from Nathan Aswell. We're going across the border 2 times in a row. Amy Bishop last week. I think she's in Calgary, and then we're going to BC, British Columbia, Vancouver, for Nathan this week for our music. Sherry Deeds, the Soul Purpose Band, of course, is here, and I'll be here with you. And we have a wonderful quote in our Contemplating Abundance from Julia Cameron, and you know about her with the Artist Way. Well, she also has the Prosperous Way for us to look at too, so we'll take a look at that. We had the Giants meeting this week. The Sacred Sisters met this week. Our community holding itself together. We continue to work with our landlord to hold the center in place for you, and we've been talking about some new changes that are happening there. So when we come back in home, it's going to look totally different. Well, not totally different, but it will look very different. It'll feel different. You know? So that's something to look forward to as we approach that time. And I can't leave out COVID. People around the world are hearing about Los Angeles and they're thinking, you guys are in trouble in LA. You know, the world is in challenges around this, and so we need to knuckle down and really do our prayer work, as well our consciousness work, as well as our move the feet work, to do all the things responsible to do what we started doing back in March of last year, was flattening the curve, which has bounced back up. It looks like a roller coaster ride at Magic Mountain, and it's supposed to be more like something at the, you know, it's a small world after all, kind of that easy kind of thing. So let's work on that in our consciousness, in our activities, and how we are in our way of being. All of these are within our way, within our, when I say way, within our field of possibilities realized as we live our vision and mission statement, because it says it all right there, everything we need to know to make it through what appear to be challenging times, but are actually opportunities for us to practice the principles, as Dr. Holmes would say. Here's our mission and vision and mission statement. It says, we're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. So that's who we are. Here's how we act. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. And here's what we do. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. Let's sum it all up again. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here's what we do. What we do is we get together. Now, this week, coming up this week, I'm going to do the Wednesday service because it's time to take a look at where we're going to go in 2021. We're going to set our intentions and move forward, but we're going to do it with the guidance of divine intervention and divine inspiration. It's called visioning. If you haven't done a visioning, come on Wednesday night. We're going to do a visioning for ourselves and also for the center as a community and for ourselves individually. So that's this Wednesday night. Here's how you get there. It's called 2021 Seeing as One, a shared visioning, and I'll be guiding you on that. There are the password codes for it. No passcode. We're going to use the waiting room, but that's the Zoom ID, 890-7180. 7658. 7658. Put a little song to your Zoom ID. It makes it easier to remember, but you don't have to remember that right now, as we are going to send it out in the constant contact that goes out later this week. So you can be there. And then we're going to we're not just going to do one time. We're going to do seeing the one. Then we're going to come back and talk about being the one in a few weeks. And we'll come back a couple weeks later and talk about living as one, so that we keep our vision statement and our visioning in action in our lives, in our consciousness, so we can make it the reality of who and what we are. Okay? Now we have all the regular routine things going on this week as well. We've got yoga with Debbie. That's it. That's this Wednesday, also at 5:30. Those of you who've come before know the Zoom ID for it. There it is on the screen. Okay, so come back for that. And then practicing Oneness at 1 is back, like Facebook Live, Monday through Friday. Join me there for practicing Oneness at 1. And then Dr. Susan continues to do her play and learn lessons. They are streaming live Sunday morning. She was just on a little bit ago. And also they are uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you have any friends in your life that have children, let them know that these are available for them, because, you know, there's just, how much can they do when they're at home? So Dr. Susan has great activities for them, lovely readings, all surrounding our principles, so it gives them a way of being in the world that can bring a little more peace to their hearts. So this is a great thing. I mean, gosh, I'm so grateful that I found Centers for Spiritual Living and Dr. Ernest Holmes, but sometimes I do wonder, what would it have been like to have had this earlier? I understand my mother went to Founders Church back in the 60s. I didn't even know that until much later in life. So interesting to have the opportunity to do this when you're really young and to learn these principles and be able to put them into their lives. Don't believe me? Ask Lane Taylor. Ask John Newbill. Both of them grew up in religious science. And I think we have other members in our church who also grew up in religious science. Speaking of that, prayer and treatment is something we have available for you every week. So do find a practitioner at cslcme.org. You follow the prompts, it'll take you to it, or you can call the church office and leave your message there. And Dee Malore, who's in charge of our E-Corps of Compassionate Care Ministry, she will take that prayer request and spread it among all of our ministers and practitioners, and we will treat for you all throughout the week. And then after service today, there will be an Opere Virch, so come on and Opere Virch with us after service. Connect with community members, have a little chat. Come join come join Donna, Dina, Rob, Ron, Maggie, Wendy, and Cindy are regulars for Opere Virch. And of course, Johanna and I are there too. Did I miss anybody in that group? Oh, sometimes Kathy Burt. Sometimes Kathy Burt. And I think that's the regular Virchers. So if any of those people are people you like to hang out with, or if they're people that you have not hung out with before, or people that you're like, who are those people? Come to Virch and find out. Okay. Now, as we go into the service, I'm going to play I Release. This week, plenty to release. As you hear this, release everything that is of a low vibration in your life. Release it through the harmony of this song. Anything getting in the way of your spiritual experience today, release that in the listening of this song. Anything that you want to move through your system, trauma or challenge or change or hurt or dysfunction of any sort, release that in the words of this song. Here we go. I Release, from Sherry Deeds and the Soul Purpose Band.
I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only thine. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I'm
it's time for our affirmation. I will read it once, and then please, when I read it a second time, repeat it with me. I live in the one. I am a vital part of the many, and the many are energetically essential to me. I live in the one. I am a vital part of the many, and the many are energetically essential to me. Our reading today is from my favorite little meditation anthology, With or Without Candlelight. And this reading is called The Black Cat. We try to find a silent black cat in an empty, dark room. We blindfold ourselves. Maybe blindness will help us see in the dark. We grope madly this way and that, and finally declare, there is no cat. Then we sit still and silent, and the black cat crawls into our lap and purrs. Let us pray. Oh, we're so grateful to sit together in silence today so that everything may be as and around us purring. We know that the truth is that God is the only thing happening here. God is each one of us. God is this chair. God expresses as our hopes and dreams and all our reasons for coming here into community today. We bless each person here as God. We bless each purpose here, knowing that whatever we have come to give or to receive, it is already done in mind. So grateful for this time to be together in community, so grateful for this opportunity to listen to our spiritual leader, so grateful for each one here present and each one here not present. For each one is an essential energy for the whole. So grateful, especially in this time of seeming disease and difficulty out in the world. We have this chance to know the truth, that the truth is healing and it is already done. The truth is perfection, and perfection is ours now. I release these words into the field that we call mind, knowing they are already done, and so it is.
Warm greetings, CSL Simi Valley. My name is Nathan Aswell, and I'm coming to you from Vancouver, BC, Canada. It's my great pleasure to be part of your Verts this morning, and I thank Reverend Stephen and Sherry for the opportunity to do so. 1 is a big number. I affirm, I live in the one. I am a vital part of the many, and the many are energetically essential to me. In honor of this week's theme of oneness, I offer you my song, The Making of a Soul. The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I've come as a magician and an ordinary man to make a contribution and be part of the plan. There is no destination, the journey is the goal. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. Part of me's an artist, and part of me's a fool. I have no map to guide me. There is no book of rules. The only thing that's certain is joy will lead me home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Lurking in my shadow are things I must reclaim. I call them out into the light and give each one a name. 'Cause everything's a mirror that helps to make me whole. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. Sing with me. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I'm part of God unfolding. I trust and fully give. All that really matters is that while I live, my gifts are what is needed. The universe is home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Hi again, everybody. Reverend Stephen had a request of me to tell you a little bit more about this very unusual instrument I'm playing. It's called the Chapman Stick, and it's made in Woodland Hills, California. Emmett Chapman, the inventor, has been making them since 1974. And the beautiful thing about the instrument is its versatility. You can get it to sound like a bass. You can get it to sound like a guitar. And the cool thing is, because you don't have to pluck or strum with your right hand, you can actually create two parts at once, so a bass and a guitar together. Or, tapping with both hands, you can play bass and chords with your left hand and melodies with your right. So the sky's the limit. If you'd like more information about the stick, please visit the website. Very easy to remember, stick.com, stick.com.
It's time for our gap meditation. So let's get comfortable in our chairs, feet on the floor, spine erect. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out. Lightly close your eyes, and we will meditate together for 3 minutes. Here ends our meditation.
My second offering this morning is a song of mine called Choose Love. It's a challenge to know where to start. In a world of too many points of view, which one is true? I sought the silence and the wisdom that once filled my heart, offered peace again like a trusted friend can often do. It said to roam, calling out to me, one of danger, one of certainty. So I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only two roads, it comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Sunrise, we are all meant to be on this earth, each an artisan of the master plan, humanity. Let's stand together and reclaim what's been ours since our birth, our right to be you and me completely. Two roads calling out to me, one of danger, one of certainty. I've decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only two roads, it comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. And the more I decide to make love my guide, the sweeter the ride that life provides. Yeah. Suffering, one of certainty. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only two roads, it comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. 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 I choose love.
Indeed, Choose Love, perfect song. You know, the way the musicians channel the spiritual truth and bring that to us each week and work with the topics. I mean, one topic today, one is a big number, and that big number is how do I say this? That big number is served best when we choose love. This has been a week for all of us who are people of faith. I'm imagining that you are a person of faith, and I love the word faith. Faith, finding answers in the heart. And what lands in the heart, what lives in the heart? Love. So when we choose love, we choose the answers that we find in the heart, and we bring that out into the experience of life itself. That's where we are, and that's where we're really called to. And as people of faith, we are truly called to that in a week like this when it seems like everything is being fractured and pulled apart. But the thing about one being a big number is that one is first. One is whole. It's this single unit. It's unity. It's united. Despite what it looks like on the outer realms, it's united. You know, you take your fingers and you follow them out into a distance, they begin to separate. You forget that right here, they're united. You see, everything comes back down to that. And we know that. We know that when we go deep inside, we know that all life breathes together. All life breathes together. Whether it's the human lung happening, whether it's the lungs of the planet, the Amazon and the rainforest of the world breathing as the leaves blow and the winds move, whatever it is, the ebb and the flow of the oceans, the waxing, the waning of the moons to go stellar or cosmic on you, it's all breathing collectively, and we know that. And this week we had to take definitely a collective breath as we try to remember what Dr. Holmes told us when he wrote the Declaration of Principles. You know, people say that Science of Mind has no dogma. We do. We have a belief. Dogma is a belief system. We have a belief system, and they're rock solid in the Declaration of Principles. And the first one says that we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. One indestructible, absolute, self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. It's a lot. It's packed in there. There's a lot. But what we're saying here is that the one can be not diminished by the multiplicity. No matter how big is contained within the one, it remains the one. And he didn't just make this up. He didn't just sit down. Dr. Holmes studied all the ancient, not all, but he studied lots of the ancient text. He studied the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Talmud, the New Testament, anything he could get his hands on, the Vedas, anything he could get his hands on that had a spiritual truth to it. The Transcendentalists, he read Whitman and Emerson and Thoreau and all of this, Spinoza and the Greek philosophers, and he pulled all it together. And what he found was that the sacred books of all peoples declare that there is one God. They all declare that same unity from which nothing can be excluded and to which nothing can be added. Now, when he's talking about nothing can be added, it's because it's the whole one. Yes, there will be new manifestations within the one because things are always unfolding and nature loves novelty and likes to expand. But within the one, when we go into the heart, we know right here that it's all sacred and all divine. Everything is a divine expression. So when we see things that don't look like the divine expression, like what we saw this week, we have to go back a little bit deeper and look for it and affirm it so we can move into that space to actually live it and to express it. You see, Earth is infinitely interrelated in everywhere. As cousins share grandparents, all life springs forth from the womb of creation that is Earth itself, here on this planet. Now, we don't know what's happening out on all the billions and billions and billions of planets that are out there in the cosmos, the galaxies that go on and on and on forever. Surely there's some more life somewhere, but this is the one we know. And all the life that is here came from this womb of creation that is here on Earth. In fact, the average person The average person has like about like 1 million ancestors that go back by thousands of names back at least 500 years. And if you trace, the genealogists have done this. They have looked back in time and they have found out something really interesting. This one kind of got me. I was like, check this out. It says that no human being can be less closely related to any other human than approximately 50th cousin, and most of us are a lot closer than that. 50th cousin, right? We're all cousins. Hey, cuz, what's up? All of us. It doesn't matter. We all have black, Asian, Latino, Arab, Pacific Islander, Eskimo, Aborigines. If you go back 700 years to 700 AD, we're related to everybody on the planet. You know? It's amazing. I've been getting this from this wonderful book I've been reading. It's by a guy named Guy Murchie. It's called The Seven Mysteries of Life. And I love what he says here about our family trees. It says that your father's family tree and your mother's inevitably overlap, intertwine, and become one tree as their generations branch out backward. A process forced by geometry until eventually all your ancestors are playing double, triple, quadruple, and higher multiple roles as both sides, all quarters, all eighths, etc. of your family tree until it finally merges with all others into one common whole. And the broad tops of the family trees of everyone alive and his family become identical with their ancestral world populations. You see, we are so infinitely connected. This is why I say one is a big number. Everywhere you see and everywhere you look, you are seeing someone that you are related to. And not simply because they're a human being and you're a human being. It's in the blood. It's in our unfoldment. There is no reason for us to stop treating each other like we're brothers and sisters. It's right there in the, you know. This one big number I'm talking about, it's big in action too. There's these kingdoms, these different kingdoms on our earth, right? We've got the human, the animal, the mineral, the vegetable, right? You know, all that's going on here. And every time when a farmer goes out and takes out his plow, right? And he's pushing his plow. That's the human persuading an animal, the horse is pulling the plow, right? To induce the mineral. The mineral is the plow itself that influences the vegetable kingdom. What's the vegetable kingdom? It's the corn that is growing. All of our actions are interrelated into this interkingdom. So this one bigness is a part of what we are, and there's no reason for us to make it small by trying to separate it into divisions. This is our journey. This is our goal. And the recognition of this, you see, having this in your consciousness makes it so much easier to love the other, the one you want to separate from. It opens the door to a pause before you hit post on that angry post that you just wrote to somebody you don't even know. No, this putting this into your mind, this melding of sacred and science, which is what Guy Murchie is doing in that book, and which Ernest Holmes does in his writing. He brings the sacred and the science as one, as they were many centuries ago, before the Enlightenment split them apart and the world of reason said faith and science, they can't go together. But they do go together because within the big number of one contains both. There are things that we know that we need to understand, that we need to embody, that we are called to embody, so that our lives can move through what Jason was saying, and what Nathan was saying in that song about, suffering and fear. No, choose love. When we choose love, we can move through a space, Ernest Holmes says, here it is. He says, without criticism, without judgment, but by true discrimination, that which is true and provable may be discovered and put to practical use. This stuff I'm talking about are things that they have discovered, these things that are true, that have been proved by the mathematics, by the physiology, by the biology, by the microscopic experimental look, and have been we're able to find this stuff. And now that we understand the unified nature of existence, we can begin to use that and put it practical into use. We can discriminate, you see, and I'm not talking about prejudice here. Discriminate is a powerful, powerful ability that the human consciousness has to recognize, to understand difference, and to make that difference reality in our lives. See, because the truth, the provable truth is that one is a big, big number, and you see it every time you're walking down the street, the opportunity to see the bigness of one and how it's showing up in our lives and how we don't even recognize it. But once you know, you cannot unknow it. And so knowing this makes it a part of our daily experience so that we become more unified in our relationships with each and every human being, each and every life force, all the things that are happening. Let's go back to Guy Murchie again. This idea of seeing the bigness of life in action. This is such a sweet little passage. He says, there is the fact that certain kinds of bacteria in the oceans consume molecules of dissolved iron, concentrating them in their bodies over millions of years until they eventually settle into vast beds of iron deposit on the ocean floor, that during 100 million years or more may be slowly pushed upward into mountains for men to dig into. And in the working of such mines, a significant portion of the iron molecules inevitably diffuses into the air, so that we unwittingly breathe and eat iron as invisible dust, and our marrow forms it into the iron-hungry nuclei of hemoglobin for our red blood cells. Thus, when you walk down the avenue and see a woman blush, you may be certain that the red in her cheek is closely related to the steel girders that are the bones of the city around her. Everything is interconnected. Everything is valuable. Every person, every life, even the steel girder is a part of us. You see, when we reflect on concepts like this, when we reflect on the bigness of the number one, the unity, the unified whole divine expression that we are, then we open ourselves up to an invisible grace of the network around us. And it lets us connect with our soul in a way that, I don't think we can argue with. Carolyn Myss, in one of her lovely books called Intimate Conversations with the Divine, says, when you keep truth as a theory, you have the option of debating it or denying it. What are you going to do with this truth I'm laying on you today? Are you going to keep it as a theory and just debate it in your head or deny that it's actually true? Or are you going to allow it to transform your life and transform you and push you into new powers and a new realm of experience? So you're walking down the street and people say, what's up with him? There's just such energy when I pass by Wally. There's such energy. When I pass by Dale, there's just so much energy. When I pass by Jim, there's just so much energy. Those are members of the church, by the way. And they do have that kind of energy because they practice these principles, as I know we all do. See? But hearing this, not debating it, not denying it, but actually using it and making it practical into our life allows us to learn a whole new respect for life. There's a prayer, there's an Islamic prayer that says, part of it says, honor your aunt, the date palm. She is made of the same clay as Adam. Honor your aunt, the date palm. She is made of the same clay as Adam. The bigness of our number goes back to the original experience of life itself when it burst forth from the Big Bang of all to become the planet Earth. It became the fertile womb of creation of which we all are a part. Now, we are in a really fortunate position as human beings, because geologically, we're just an upstart. I mean, we've only been on the Earth itself for like 1/10 of the time that the planet has even been around. And when you look at all the population that the humans have ever made on Earth, like, we're about 7 or 8 billion right now. But if you look at all of our time, maybe that's a couple dozen billion, maybe that many. And just insects alone have more population on the planet than that. And they've been on the planet a lot longer than we have. So we are basically just fresh, like a new pimple on the face of the earth. What are we going to do with that? Well, this guy that I was reading from, Guy Murchie, interesting fella, traveled all over the world. He came from a pretty well-to-do family, but he gave that all up to hike the Andes and to jump on steamships and even stow away to travel and become an anthropologist and a journalist. And he even opened up a camp for kids at one point. Did a lot of different things, studied biology, anthropology, and cosmology, and began writing this book I was reading from. 17 years. Took him 17 years to write the book. He thought it'd make him 5 years. Took him 17 years to write the book. And what he wrote in the book is still, unfortunately, true today. One of the lines in the book that really captured me, it's still true today. And it says here, hold on, let me get the right one. There it is. He's talking about human. He's talking about us. He says it's almost certain that he, she, us, man, is now entering a critical period which may show him up as a catastrophic bungler. That was written in 1961. Catastrophic bungler in 1961, and we're still bungling things today, but we have an opportunity. We haven't completely bungled it yet. We have an opportunity to see when we see something that we disdain, when we see something that we want to call out as the other, when we feel completely opponents, when we see that we're an opponent to anything that's happening, what we're actually doing is we're shaking our family tree. And do you want to do that? Because look, your tree contains every fruit of every color, ripe or rotten. The branches of our family tree encompass the entire planet. The entire planet. What are we going to do with this knowledge? What do you want to do with this knowledge? I'd say breathe it in. Take it in. Let it land on every cell and fiber of your being. Contemplate it. Reflect upon it. Journal about it. Go back and debate it. Even try to deny it. It's provable and it's true. Talk to your 50th cousin about it. Talk to your first cousin about it. Climb up into your family tree and look out at the horizon and contemplate this and allow it to become a part of who you are. And in so doing, you'll be walking through your days. This is my hope for you. My goal for myself is to walk through the day by day and looking around and celebrating everything and knowing that one is a big number and I am contained within it. Because the truth of the matter is, as Dr. Holmes, Carolyn May said, she says, whether your participation was obvious or subtle, you have never been energetically disconnected from anything that has happened in your life. We are energetically, biologically, genealogically connected to everything and anything that has happened, not just to other human beings, but to the planet itself. Because one is a big number, and so it is. I invite you now to join me in saying the affirmation. Please say it at home, out loud, along with me right now. Here it is. I live in the one. I am a vital part of the many, and the many are energetically essential to me. Energetically essential to you, to me, to us all. Let's know that as we go into our healing, revealing prayer right now. I call it the revealing prayer because there's only the one, and within the one is contained all the perfection that is necessary for our most perfect experience of life here and now. I'm recognizing that perfection as I close my eyes and open my heart and open my mind to become a channel for the infinite peace and spirit to inform and infuse its knowledge by means of me. And what I know is true of me, I know is true of each and every person that is listening to this broadcast here and now. The words I speak of wholeness, the words I speak of completion, the words I speak of celebration of the bigness of life and the relationship I have to it that brings me into harmony with all that is not just true for me. This word I speak is true for each and every person here. So that as I walk through my day, everywhere I look, I see the life that is God. Everywhere I interact with the life that is God. And so in doing so, in the infinite, if God is not your word, the higher power, if that's not your word, life itself, if that's not your word, this thing called life, however you want to phrase it or call it, it's still part of the one, and we are in it. We are in it and living through it in peace and harmony and joy. If not in our heart, in our spirit. And as it comes from our spirit, it moves through our heart and it becomes the experience of our life. This I know is the truth. That experience shows up as prosperity and abundance. It shows up as the disappearance of lack and the joy and the excitement of enough. Enough of enough that I have enough to share and to give to others. It shows up as harmony in relationships. It shows up in that right employment. It shows up in that perfect apartment that I've been asking for. It shows up in the hand that I hand out to the person who's looking for a hand up, and I pull them together. We see that there is a horizon that we can all walk toward, that is the same horizon that is bright and filled with joy and love and peace. These are not pipe dreams. These are realities of experience that are awaiting our demonstration by the actions that we take, and we take those actions now. I declare this is the truth. I am grateful for this knowledge. I say thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Divine Spirit. Thank you, Infinite Presence, for the power of prayer and the knowledge to know that thought moves mountains. And we make the move now, as we release this word to that perfect law that knows exactly how to inform us to make these words real in our lives. And so it is. Gonna go back to Jason. I keep wanting to call it Nathan. Your name has just been changed to Jason. Right. We finally got it right. Yeah. Go back to Nathan. And what I was thinking about, this is, I can't get his name straight, and I'm going to tell you how much I like him. He knows I do. He knows I do. I don't know why I keep wanting to name him Jason. Is that your middle name, perhaps? Maybe that's it, and I just don't know it. Anyway, one of the things I like about him is the way he thinks. He thinks a lot like I think. Like, this next song is a demonstration, because what he wrote out of this song is exactly the kind of thinking that would cause me to write a song. If I could write a song, it would be somewhat like this. Let's go back to Nathan as well. Here we go.
My third offering this morning is a song of mine called I Say Yes. And it's a fun answer to a question I posed myself one day. What would it have been like if Ernest Holmes and James Brown had spent an afternoon together? Feel free to sing along and dance along. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. God, Spirit, that's the thing itself. Cause of all creation, origin of everything. It's what makes me sing. A powerful foundation. Whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm going, it's the voice that whispers in my ear. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it through me. That's the way it works. A principle in action. Limitless is what I am. Yes, I know I can live in satisfaction, heeding the call, having it all. And peace of mind is mine. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. The channel is wide open, the circuitry divine. I'm focused on the positive, and that's fine. I demonstrate abundance and manifest the proof. Immersed in love and wisdom, surrounded by the truth. And I say yes, yes, the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. Yes, to the thing itself and to the way it works. Yes, to what it does, and yes, to how to use it. Yes, to the thing itself and to the way it works. Yes, to what it does, and yes, to how to use it. The channel is wide open, the circuitry divine. I'm focused on the positive, and that's mine. I demonstrate abundance and manifest the proof. Immersed in love and wisdom, surrounded by the truth. And I say yes, yes, the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. I say yes, yes, to the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it. I say yes, yes, the thing itself. Yes, yes, to the way it works. Yes, yes, to what it does. Yes, 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 to how to use it.
The spirit of abundance flows through me. It lives inside my breath. As I inhale, the flow of abundance resides in every breath.
Let's now move from our contemplation of abundance to our prayer or treatment for abundance for Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. Join me now. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL Simi Valley now. Divine love is victorious.
So grateful for all the gifts given as this offering to the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. May we use this offering to go out into the world and help create that world so that it works for everyone. And so it is.
Good morning, and for some of you, good afternoon, Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. Here's the recap for today. 1 is a big number. 1 is the first whole single unit of which we are all a part. The divine unity, including all, excluding none, nothing, no thing. All life breathes together. In fact, we are one big kin, interrelated offspring of the earth's womb. No less closely related to every other human being than the 50th cousin. Most of us even closer than that. Many say we only have to go back as far as the 10th. Our family trees overlap and eventually reveal only one tree. We see the interrelatedness all around us, from the work of the farmer's plow to the blush in the cheeks of a passing stranger. Our job is to take this truth and make it practical in our interactions with all life. We can choose to debate this truth of our oneness, even deny it, but embracing and embodying it transforms us, empowers us to new realms of creativity and respect for life. All life. Knowing the bigness of 1 is necessary so as to avoid bungling our chance or opportunity to create a world that works for everyone. Knowing the bigness of 1 informs another truth. No matter our level of participation in this thing called life, we are not and cannot be energetically disconnected from anything that has happened or perhaps will happen in our lives. Thank you.
And thank you. And thank you. There's a lot of thanks going on. Tell somebody today that you love them. Do this. Try writing somebody a letter. You remember that letter? You take a pen, you put some paper on it, you put it in, you take a mat and a stamp. Oh, wait. People don't lick stamps anymore. They're all self-adhesive. Pop a stamp on it. Boom. Out. They get it. They go, what's this? It's not a bill. They open it up. A letter. They might start crying because letters are so rare. That's a great way to say thank you. And I say thank you for today and also for our faith community and for Dr. Holmes and all that he has brought into our lives. And for my dear friend, Reverend Mark Vieira, who was the first person I heard say this particular benediction, which we now say at the end of our service each week. Here it is. I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. Floyd Lula!
Hey, Simi Valley, we're grateful that you're here. This is from Floyd Lula.
We love you. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us and decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we all are free. Living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one in the name of love. 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 When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one in the name of love. 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 Oh yeah. In the name of love. 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 Peace and blessing. We love you.
My second offering this morning is a song of mine called Choose Love. It's a challenge to know where to start. In a world of too many points of view, which one is true? I sought the silence and the wisdom that once filled my heart, offered peace again like a trusted friend can often do. It said to roam, calling out to me, one of danger, one of certainty. So I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only two roads, it comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Sunrise, we are all meant to be on this earth, each an artisan of the master plan, humanity. Let's stand together and reclaim what's been ours since our birth, our right to be you and me completely. Two roads calling out to me, one of danger, one of certainty. I've decided, if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only only two roads. It comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided if it's fear or love, I choose love. And the more I decide to make love my guide, the sweeter the ride that life provides. Yeah. Ooh, there are two roads calling out to me, one of suffering, one of certainty. I decided if it's fear or love, I choose love. Only two roads, it comes down to this, one of suffering, one of gentle bliss. I decided if it's fear or love, I choose love. I decided if it's fear or love, I choose love. 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 I choose